Hi YouTube, Merry Christmas, a little late for those of you who are still celebrating. I hope you had a lovely festive period with friends and family and loved ones. I've been burning a lot of candles this week, and so this is my weekly wax update of what I've burned for the week ending the 29th of December. In front of you, you can see burning away a Bath and Body Works. I think it's called this range Holiday Traditions. Yeah, I was just trying to read the really small print, which the name of the range is just up there. Holiday Traditions. This is called Peppermint Mocha, or Mocha, depending how you pronounce it. And this was a first for me. I do like, as you probably know if you've heard any of my videos, foodie smells, bakery smells, that kind of thing. But I'm not usually a great fan of chocolate. I think it's a really different. I say I'm not a great fan of chocolate. I love to eat chocolate, obviously, but I think it's a really difficult smell to recreate convincingly. For some reason, I don't know the technicalities of why that should be, but it just is. I've never really smelled a very convincing chocolate scented candle or room spray or anything like that. And I would have to say that this is no exception. I don't hate it. They've had made a good effort here. I think quite cleverly combining the peppermint, which is a much easier fragrance to reproduce well, peppermint oil, provided they've used reasonable quantities of reasonable quality, is going to smell realistic. They haven't used a lot of mint in this, which I quite like because I don't want to just smell mint, and it doesn't need to overpower the mocha, but it gives it a little edge which is quite pleasant. And they've also called it obviously mocha, not chocolate, so that's indicating a coffee undertone to the fragrance, which I'm not sure I'd get specifically, just as when you buy and drink or make a mocha, it's really the chocolate that you smell more than the coffee, but the coffee gives it a kind of edge to the sweet cloyingness of hot chocolate. So I think they've reproduced that quite well, but the chocolate bit does still smell to me a little bit artificial. So that's a long way of saying I'm quite enjoying this candle. I'm not loving it, and I probably wouldn't repurchase it, but it makes a nice change at this time of year. And so far, as you can see, the burn is very, very good. I can tell you I lit this candle exactly 20 minutes ago, and you can see the nice high dancing flames have already produced a good even wax pool of about, well, between a quarter and half an inch thick of melted wax. So that's very, very quick indeed for that depth of wax. And yeah, let's say it's giving a good throw as a result. Um, so that's my peppermint mocha. It's got quite a few burns left, I think. I'm not burning it all the time. I like to alternate my various candles. I finished only one candle this week, which was another foodie fragrance. That's the Yankee Red Velvet that I think I've showed you before in a one wick beaker. Again, it was a very smoky, sooty burn towards the end. I've discovered from another YouTuber's videos that you can get a lid for the bigger jar Yankee candles, which I don't think I've noticed when I've been to buy them or bought them online, but I would perhaps consider that if I was getting more into Yankee, because they do seem to produce a lot more soot to me. Well, they just do. I never get this black rim round the Bath and Body Works speakers or the diptyque that I burn. I'm guessing it's to do with both the wax, that they're not using soy wax, they're using a cheaper wax, and it must be to do with the wicks as well, I'm guessing. But they do make a bit of a mess, so that's something to take into consideration. Although I have to say, I haven't had one of their jars for a couple of years. I don't like their jars for other reasons, which I won't go into here, but I hadn't noticed that they gave quite as sooty a burn, so maybe that helps, having the restricted entrance at the top. Maybe that's why they do it in those jars, which I never quite understand, because it's not great for the throw. But the red velvet I quite liked. It burnt down reasonably. You can see there's the usual wax at the bottom that it can't melt. Not sure I'd buy it again. I'm still not really a huge convert to Yankee, although now that it's becoming very difficult for me to get Bath and Body Works in this country, I may have to resort to Yankee a bit more. I did burn one of their tarts as well, Christmas Eve, just after Christmas Eve, but I didn't like it very much. It's a very weird smell. I don't know on what planet they think it makes people think of Christmas Eve. Basically just smelt like cheap fruit gum, a cheap fruity sweet, not kind of apple or mulled wine or, you know, satsuma or anything that I would associate with Christmas, certainly here in the UK, by way of fruit. Certainly didn't have any pine or fir or balsam, and unusually it didn't have any spicy, cinnamony type note. It just smelt like, you know, cheap boiled sweet or fruit gum. So I don't know whether there's some tradition of boiled sweets for Christmas in the United States. I know Yankees are an American company, but it certainly, I didn't get what was supposed to be Christmassy about it, and I didn't particularly like the fragrance, so that was a bit of a dud, but you live and learn. And I'll have a lot finished, I think, by next week, even though I'm going away, because I've been burning a lot of Bath and Body Works seasonal candles. 'Tis the Season is nearly finished, although from about halfway through I'm having a bad burn with it. The wicks are drowning, so that's been slow, but I'm getting towards the end of that. That's probably my least favourite of the seasonal ones I've been burning. I've been loving Evergreen, which is a true beautiful fir, and I took that away with me when I was away for Christmas for a few days and burned that, and it was gorgeous and very festive. We had it burning when we opened Christmas presents in my family, and it was lovely, everyone agreed. And my absolute favourite's been Merry Mistletoe, which I've been burning a lot, which is a kind of light citrus evergreen type fragrance. Very, very festive in my mind. I really, really associate it with Christmas now, having burned it for a couple of years since I discovered Bath and Body Works. I've got one backup to keep for next year, and I'll always want to burn that at Christmas. So I've been enjoying that too. So I guess I'll get through a few of those, and probably this peppermint mocha maybe a bit more slowly, not burning that quite as much, although I'm enjoying it. And I'll start on some of my other winter fragrances. I've got a couple of winters this year, which I always think of as a Christmas fragrance, and haven't started any of those yet. May save those to next year. And same with a fresh balsam, which I bought to compare with Evergreen, and haven't got round to burning that yet. May save it till next year. But anyway, I wish you all a very happy New Year and a peaceful, healthy New Year's Eve. Enjoy your candles. I will see you fresh from Paris this time next week, and I may have bought some Parisian candles, you never know. Bye for now.